Hello, I'm Maggie. This is my YouTube channel now. Welcome to Draw with Maggie.
G'day ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Draw with JAZZA. I'm JAZZA and this video is the showcase and the winner announcement to the December 2016 Challenge of the Month. And the theme of this month's challenge was heroes and pets. In this month's challenge, participants were required to depict a hero and a pet in a medieval action cartoony style video game aesthetic. I hope you enjoyed my props for this opening sequence, but I can't possibly hold a sword and a pet the whole duration of this video. If we could have a round of applause for the pug. Thank you. This month's Challenge of the Month was sponsored by Flare Games, who created the game Nonstop Night, which I've got to admit, I am completely hooked on. It's seriously addictive, and I haven't stopped playing since the start of this month when I announced the Challenge of the Month. It's a super fun game and it's totally free, so make sure to check it out with a link in the description and start playing it today on iOS or Android. So in collaboration with the people over at Flare Games and Nonstop Night, we made this month's challenge a bit of a tandem challenge. Those who entered my challenge were required to create a hero and a pet depiction, both original characters and in a medieval cartoony video game style, while in the meantime the people at Flare Games wanted your pet design, so people who entered my competition could enter theirs at the same time. For now, I want to jump into the showcase and the entries that stood out in my hero and pet design competition, and then jump into the winners, and then at the end of this video I'm going to share with you the winner of the pet design competition for Flare Games. Also, before we get started, and as usual, make sure to go check out the slideshow showing all of the entries to this month's Challenge of the Month. With almost 1,000 entries, it's impossible for me to showcase all of them in this video, but in that slideshow videos, all of the entries are included that you can watch at your leisure and enjoy all of the incredible talent that I wasn't able to include all of in this video. Navici's designs of Pookie and Wispy have a really nice aesthetic and mix of colors, with strong shape and contrast being pushed out by that bright yellow in the shapes on Pookie's design. An artist with the username spelt GH30RGH3, which I'm not sure how to pronounce, created this awesome stylized depiction of a succubus knight and a pet firebird. I especially love that use of accentuated shape. Artist Dubious created a rogue and monkey team up with a really nice solid aesthetic and sharp edges, which looks like it would really work well on a mobile game. Matt EOC created a piece called Chance Knight, which has a really cool blocky aesthetic, really sharp edges and solid looking character. This artist uses a few strong design features in the helmet and the cloak in particular, which make the character stand out, and that really bold outline helps accentuate the silhouette and create a strength to the character concept piece. Ryu Mario has a really cool depiction of a jester knight with a little jester ghost pet, really nicely thinking outside the box and with a clever technical execution and nice lighting and shading. Daddy Huffle created a piece called The Viking and His Little Bear Thing. I love the way that the textured lines throughout the piece create a stylized aesthetic. The hero and the pet have a very solid structure, which would be easily converted into video games, and a really nice color palette. Holly Back created a hero and pet combination that's much more whimsical and golden. Interestingly, the style of these characters is quite strong and also helps us get an idea as to what the aesthetic of a game these characters is placed in would look like. Artist Althira, sorry about the pronunciation, created a piece called Scarlett and Aestus, or Aestus, again, sorry about the pronunciation. Gorgeous coloring and shading here with a really solid feel, and a nice take on the hero being a dragon-like character, while the pet is a large phoenix sort of bird-like character. Whereas my pen created a piece called Sir Heart and Flare. This is a really effective character design aesthetic, especially in how the lighting comes off of the pet character and really merges them together in the piece. The shading and character art style is really solid and would convert really easily into a video game style. Diego Matos created a hero and pet combination which has a bit of a Roman-esque sort of feel with the wolf and that centurion-like helmet. The use of colors is targeted and punchy, and that painting style is also really attractive. Artist Owl Most Fancy created a depiction of a hero and pet in a very entertaining sort of image that the longer you look at it, the more you find to chuckle at. Artist Saipu created a heavy armored knight with his small armored goblin. Working with armor and very solid shapes like this artist has done can be an effective way of creating game characters and content where there are restrictions to things like dynamic motion in cloth and hair. And this artist has done that really effectively and used that to their advantage. Artist Toa730 created a piece of a shooting target knight. This piece has loads of character in it, really effectively painted, and I love that combination of the drunk bird pet character and the somewhat baffled looking large hero with a barrel worn around his torso. Artist Nemuli created a piece called The Princess Who Wanted to Be a Knight, which is so saturated with whimsy and character, it really is effective, and funnily enough, breaking from the cliche or traditions, going in such a different direction with the character and their pet is very effective and would really easily make an entertaining and visually appealing game and character. Bacho's piece for the Hero and Pet Challenge has great painting and is really complemented by that autumn sort of background mixed with the cooler and gold colours in the hero and the pet themselves. Very effective painting styles and really nice design aesthetic combinations between these two characters. Garen Winford's depiction of a divine hero and pet look absolutely epic, especially the way that they're depicted in this scene. Paradox Art created a piece of a ranger and a pet harpy eagle. Another great example of subtle but punchy effective use of colour in that turquoise blue in the string of the bow and that medallion around the character's neck, and otherwise very solid forms and a character and pet design that would be effectively translatable into a polygonal character for a mobile video game. And last but not least, Popo Corno created an awesome combination with these matching character aesthetics between the hero and the pet, and the drawing, shading and colouring of this piece has such a three-dimensional feel to it. It serves as an extremely effective character concept piece for a really aesthetically pleasing hero and pet combination. I hope you enjoyed that showcase of some of the amazing talent which entered this month. I am so impressed and so grateful at the amount of time and talent that people have contributed to the challenge of the month. And now it's time to move on to announcing some of the prize winners. So I divide the competition into two entry categories, the beginner category and the open category. I want to start off by sharing two honourable mentions, the beginner category, and then share the runner-up and winner of the beginner category. My first honourable mention goes to artist Marquardt, spelt in Leet speak, I think, with his piece The Peasant and His War Pig. If you saw them in the context of a video game, it would immediately spark one's imagination and you could totally picture running around as a peasant with a pitchfork with your chainmail war pig running around with you. Funnily enough, it looks like the pig is much more experienced in combat than the peasant, which is an awesome twist on the idea. And my other honourable mention goes to Canny Boy, who created a piece called Eagle Eyes Archer. For a beginner entry, this is just a really effective creation of a hero and pet, both in the parameters of creating an interesting and appealing simple design, but also one that would be easy to translate into a video game. So fantastic work, Canny Boy. The runner-up prize of the beginner category goes to Shane the Go, that guy, with his piece Penelope and Julius. Subtle but effective use of colour and shape, really nice silhouette with the upper body being accentuated by that cloak. Executed well as a character and pet design that match aesthetically and work well together, but also in the context of something that would work well in a video game. Congratulations to our beginner category runner-up. You will be receiving an item of your choosing from the JAZZA'Studios.com shop, which has brushes, ebooks, video courses, a whole bunch of stuff that you can use as an artistic resource, reference or learning material. Now onto the winner of the beginner category of the challenge of the month, and the winner of the beginner category is Stefan S Gervais with his piece Highlander Hero and Boar Pet. They went through a deep character design process to end up with this result, which is a nice twist on that medieval theme. It ticks all the box of the parameters of the competition, but thinks outside the box and delivers a really well executed character design with strong silhouette, really nice use of shape and body design to create some over accentuation, thematically and visually appropriate and entertaining, and very well executed and well deserving of the beginner first place. Congratulations, our beginner category winner will be receiving 3 months free membership on the Adobe Creative Cloud, as well as a signed copy of my book Draw with Jazza Creating Characters and a Stillman & Byrne Epsilon 5.5 by 8.5 softcover sketchbook, and an item of their choosing from the JAZZA'Studios.com shop. Now we move on to the open category. I pick the winner and the runner-up runner-up from pool of finalists, and this is always really hard to narrow down, but it is a choice I have to make. It's very difficult. I really hope you understand that I do the best that I can. And the pool of finalists is one I select out of the entries that are both extremely well presented and technically executed, but also tick those boxes that I require in the theme of the challenge of the month. And this month's theme being a game character design challenge, aside from having interesting aesthetic and creative approaches, it's also one where participants were required to make something that would be technically executable in a game with polygon limits, with cloth and hair and texture limits and variations, using color, tone, silhouette, and shape to the advantage to make that design really pop and stand out. So this pool of finalists are entries I really thought ticked a lot of those boxes really well, and of course the runner-up and winner that I choose from that pool of finalists, the ones that I really felt nailed those prerequisites. So it's time to present to you the open category finalists, each of which will receive a copy of my custom Photoshop brushes, which I use to create any of my digital artwork. They're available on the JAZZA'S shop. Now let's get to those finalists. We begin our venture into the open category finalists with this piece by Joyfish called Lady Stitch and Poppet. I love that this artist has picked an outside of the box sort of theme to mix in with our medieval adventure setting, which is really effective and clearly indicates an interesting catch or hook that would be perhaps implemented into the visual style of the world or the mechanics of the gameplay. Yenba created a piece called Eden and Pippin, a fantastic concept art piece, strong use of color and really solid shapes, and really well complemented by the environment and scene that they're portrayed in, giving them a great sense of context and visual place. I love the painting style, and the designs would work well in a video game setup. Netiera has created a piece called Nonstop Phoenix. The hero and pet complement each other really well, with design features that marry across with one another, as well as color schemes that match in the same palette, while keeping individual aesthetics that work extremely well, and a very simple but clear, clean, and attractive presentation. Fantastic work. Indies PIV created a piece called The Swamp Kingdom Hero and the Bog Frog Pet. I'm loving the way some of these artists and contributors are matching and mixing the aesthetics of the hero and the pet to really complement them and make them look like they're working as a very cohesive team, which is obviously the case here. In particular, I love that touch of the helmet of the hero looking almost like a mouth or teeth, as well as the teeth in his sword and the general spiky aesthetic carried throughout the piece, but also one that would carry across quite well in a video game. Lav NG created Brobeard and Loot Man. Gorgeous presentation in a really simplistic way, awesome painting style with a nice subtle touch of rim lighting. I really like the subtle use of colours throughout the piece, and I'm also quite enjoying the inanimate object of the loot who follows his hero around. I'm sure you'll agree those entries are astounding and incredible, and it was really hard to pick a runner-up and a winner, but the time has come to share those picks with you. Starting off with the runner-up to the open category of the challenge of the month. The runner-up is artist Darrow Sam, who created a piece called The Ram Team. Another example of effective combination between the aesthetic of the hero and the pet, but such a clean and gorgeous presentation in such a simple way. Really effective coloring and painting with subtle use of lighting to really make the piece pop, such as the green reflecting to the bottom edges of the character from the grass underneath. And the structure of the characters is really easy to look at and understand, and would be really clear to implement into a game from such a concept piece. Congratulations to our runner-up. You will be receiving a signed copy of the book 21 Draw, the Illustrator's Guidebook, hardcover special edition, as well as a brand new Stillman & Byrne 9x12 Epsilon Series softcover sketchbook, and an item of your choosing from the JAZZA'S shop. And now, last but not least, we arrive to the winner of the open category of the challenge of the month. And the winner of the open category is artist Brown Bear with a piece called Rippy Spookers. This piece has just so much win. It's hard to even describe, but the solidity of the piece, the clean aesthetic of the characters, both the hero and pet, but also the way they work together so well in their really appealing design. This concept piece really ticks the box of being a medieval themed hero and pet in the context of a video game, a really effective and entertaining choice, extremely really well executed and one that looked at by consumers or developers from a in-game mechanics or in-game world and lore and aesthetic point of view is really enjoyable, easy to understand, enjoy and embrace. And if I saw this on a video game poster, I've got to say I would have my wallet out ready to buy it before I even knew what the game was. Congratulations to our open category winner. You'll be receiving 1 year's free membership on the Adobe Creative Cloud. You'll also be receiving a medium Wacom Intuos Pro tablet, an amazing high quality pad tablet with wireless capabilities, huge amounts of pressure sensitivity, shortcuts and loads of other awesome features on the device. So I highly recommend Wacom and the Intuos lineup and all of their other products. Make sure to go check them out with the link on the screen and in the description. And the first prize winner will be receiving an item of their choosing from the JAZZA'Sstudios.com shop. The open category and the beginner category winners will be receiving 1 year's free supporter status on NEWGROUNDS.com, enabling ad-free enjoyment of the website, username changes, secret content, exclusive previews and more. And all of the prize winners, just make sure to check your inbox on Newgrounds where I will send you instructions on how to claim your prizes. So now it's time to share with you the winner of the Nonstop Night Pet Design Competition, and the winner is Carolina Idzik with the submission Owlet. The judging of the pet design competition was in the hands of Flare Games and their reasonings were as such. This pet fits into the game world perfectly and the artist has clearly taken time to play the game, digest the art style and what would fit into the Nonstop Night world. The artist really took on board the requirements of the design task and submitted an entry that was a very clear picture of how the character would look in-game. The Owlet would offer a different type, i.e. in terms of look and abilities, of pet buddy for players to unlock and use in-game. A final note from the judges, this was an incredibly hard competition to judge, with the final shortlist being around 90 entries. There were so many amazing entries that we were really humbled by the positive feedback to Nonstop Night. We wish we could include them all, but the Owlet is the one that takes the crown this time around. A huge congratulations to Carolina, and of course my condolences to people in my community who were going for that prize. But fair is fair, and this was a competition that was being contributed to by a whole bunch of different YouTube communities. I'm going to link in the description to some of the other channels and communities that contributed. They really did put in so much talent and effort as well. It's been an amazing experience to see all of you, my Jazzlings, participate in the Nonstop Night Pet Design Competition and really put up a very, very strong fight. So thank you so much for participating, and I hope you'll all join me in congratulating the winner of the Nonstop Night Pet Design Competition, both Carolina for being the winner of the Pet Design Competition, and of course, a huge congratulations to VivzyPop and your community for nabbing that win. As usual, I want to take a moment to thank the sponsors of the Challenge of the Month competition, people and products who are just bar none absolutely top of the line, and I highly recommend them. Check them out with the links on the screen and in the description. And of course, a massive thank you to those over at Flare Games and the people who made Nonstop Night for working with Draw with Jazza. Not only a delight to work with for this competition, but also creators of a super awesome game. So definitely go check that out. Go play Nonstop Night for free. That is it for this Challenge of the Month, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching, and a huge thank you to everyone who put in their time and effort and talent to contribute to this Challenge of the Month. Not only is that the end of this Challenge of the Month, but it's the end of the challenges of the month for 2016. But I will be sure to see you in January where we can attack the next challenge of the month. I'm sorry, I just really wanted an excuse to hold a sword again, because swords are cool. It's Aragorn's sword. What's the name of the sword? Aragorn's sword name. I probably shouldn't hold a sword like that. Anduriel? What's the pronunciation guide? Anduriel.
Until next time, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for new content every week. If you want to support my work and get some goodies for yourself, head over to my store for archives, ebooks, digital brushes, video courses, and more. If you enjoyed this video, here's a link to another video you might like from this channel. And if you want even more, make sure to check out all my behind the scenes action on my vlog channel, Daily Jazza. That's it for now. Thanks for joining the arty party, and until next time, I'll see you later.